I'm Zeospantera, and I have no idea what I'm doing. No, I'm fully cognizant of the ideas of coffee. Okay, excuse me, ma'am. But by the way, when I use a desk mat like this, which is, by the way, stretched, and I hate it, and I'll probably sell it in a yard sale, I'm gonna put a blank wallpaper, just because I feel like there's too much if there's more than one. And then we've got the Moondrop, the titanium edition of the MoonRiver2, so that's got waifu on it, and she looks very concerned, so we're just trying to, like, please don't fall off the table. Okay, so I sat down, and my goal was to, I'm going to loop this around my neck because it's too heavy. My goal was to review this, the MoonRiver2 Titanium. I took it to the UK, to CanJam. This is one of my sources. This thing is fantastic. It's got a couple things that, like, set it apart, and I want to see copied throughout the entirety of Dongle, from Kingdom of Dongdom. This has some shit that you need to follow. And then I was like, well, you know what? I'm making less videos every month. I'm trying to put them out a little bit further apart. So I need to do also the Fosi DS1, which is like a Fosi. We all know Fosi amplifiers, killing ass and crazy talk. So I'll throw that in there too. Oh, but wait, I also have this little guy, the Ikkolot, which I don't think is from Ikko. All right, I'll add that. And then we're gonna need to compare something I know. So here's the Questyle. And wait, I bought this Sabrant Cable. Oh, that's right. I bought literally, hold on, let me unplug it. A $12 purchase on Amazon. It's literally just a USB full size to a 3.5 millimeter. I'm like, that's great. Look at the length in it. It says 20 inches. It's a lie. It's more like 16 inches. But, you know, if you just have a computer, I just need to plug a headphone in. Boom. This is the most convenient thing for just adding it to a laptop or computer. Boom. So add that to the mix. And then I'm just like, well, wait a second. What was this thing again? Oh, this is the $100 ToppingHS02. Follow me on this. We're going on a journey. This was sitting over there, and I had this cable, where is it, plugged into both ends of it. A little just standard USB cable was plugged in like this. I'm like, okay, what the fuck are you? And then I start reading about what it is, and it's an USB signal isolator and power replacer for testing USB devices. Well, that's not going to get its own fucking review, so let's add it to today's review. This review. Sorry, ma'am. This review. By the way, we're also going to throw the $1,000 Fusion 1 IM cable in as a guest star on the Soft Ears Twilights. So there's that, so we can test with that. And, so now I've got the topping power. All right. Cleanse with me. Cleanse. You all feeling cleansed? You shouldn't feel as I am. But this unit is kind of stealing the show a little bit from, like, the review. I'm going to get to this and how fucking amazing this is and how competent this is. And I'm just going to use this as a reference because it's the fucking Questyle. This thing is wild in that who the fuck made this, and then who has hands that can throw the switches? So I'm going to unplug it all. I'm using, by the way, I figure if I'm going to go full R word, I'm going to go full R word. DD Hi-Fi USB cables for everything, because they're just the prettiest, most well-designed things on the face of the earth. And you should be lucky if your medical equipment has things this nice on it. So, oh God, it's actually was like nice to the point where it was too tight. So that's just an IFI adapter to go from USB-C to USB-A. We're gonna put that down for a second. Let's look at this, and we'll get to the Moondrop. Keep in mind, you can do chapter marks. You go anywhere the fuck you want. Coffee. Not drinking coffee for most of your life means coffee still works. You have got a full-size USB-B, and you've got a USB-C. I believe that's a B. I should really look this up because I talk about them a lot. You have a switch to pick between the two. Which one do you want to be the signal input? Whichever one is a signal input, it's taking the signal from. Whichever one is not selected, it is taking the power from. Or you don't have to have both plugged in. You can just have it right in the middle, and it will still use the same thing. It'll just isolate the signal out and do some filtering. The other side of this is USB-C and then USB-A with a switch between it to choose the output. And it literally says in 1, in 2, out 1, out 2, isolating power supply filtering, USB signal isolator. So it's doing all this shit in the middle. It's $100, so there's something actually happening inside of here. And knowing that phones are garbage and that the USB's power outputs is usually garbage, having just an isolator in the middle is nice. This, IFI sells this, which is an isolator, which actually has a little USB micro, because this is an older unit. And you would just plug it from A to B, and then you would be like, all right, now hold on, I'm going to give you clean USB power, 5-volt power, so that you're not taking the dirty signal trash that's coming from a laptop or whatever. Because, I mean, a lot of these are all powered by the USB. Once you're taking USB power, all of a sudden audiophiles get itchy, because it's like, well, wait, were the power cables made, were the capacitors made in Japan? Are they even, what's the total amount of distortion plus noise? And the power supply, it's like, they go fucking nuts. So this was a great little thing back in the day. We've moved on from this to now this is the thing. So what I've got going on here is I'm using my phone to play Shamanic Tales from Asterix. Please, for the love of God, listen to that on really good stuff. And I'm going to use this as my signal input. So signal select here. We're going to plug this bitch into that. Boom. And then now it could just use the power from my phone to run it right now, but take this other beautiful DD Hi-Fi cable off the topping. Are you the D50? What's your model number? The P50 linear power supply. And this thing literally has a single 15-volt output for an amp, and it has 2 USBs being fed off of a Monster 110. Got the Anime Girl sticker. So this is our linear power supply. We're going to plug that into the input 2, which is not selected. So now it'll use that power and that signal. So now the other side, you have to pick which one of these you want out. And there's a little white LED there to show you that anything is working at all. And we could just plug anything into it. I could plug the Sabrant straight into it. Boom, like this. And if I hit play, maybe I have to plug a thing in. Hold on. It might be like the Questyle, where it doesn't know until you plug the thing into it. Oh, it would also help if I did that. So now I'm going to be consistently using the HD600s, because I realize with like dongle DACs, I'm going to put, I'm trying to pause over there. I'm going to put like IMs on it. I've got my Rincos on this slightly more affordable effect cable, which will actually be my collab cable with different colors coming out soon. Because I've said before, when you have a specific type of IM that needs a better cable, it needs like the lowest possible impedance, I can't trust my Chimera cable to be that for you. So I literally haven't been recommending my Chimera cable. So like, fuck it. I'll do an effect cable, effect audio collab. So that's what's currently on the Rincos there. And I do have the insane Fusion one. Like they literally, this was what they were showing off in CanGym UK. Was a $1,000 cable, which I've got on the Soft Ears Twilights, which are my babies. As long as you don't think about the Thiodio Monarch Mark IIIs. Shh. Let's talk real quick. Now that we've got this hooked up, you can actually, so here's the thing, you can actually have 2 things hooked up to this. And then have literally flipped a switch, and it'll switch between, it'll A/B them. Problem is, that's where the switch is, and I have a big, actually, it works okay if you're like from the bottom. So let's see, do I have another headphone I could plug in? I don't, but you just have to imagine the fire. So if I reach down here, give it the reach around, it pauses, and now it should be playing out of the little Ikkolot. That's wild. This thing exists. Who asks for this? I didn't, but it's... Fuck, I'm going to use it. Let me give you the sound assessment, because here's the thing. I'm going to plug in the Fosi, I'm going to plug in the Moonriver. I might have been plugging the Questyle again. I am startlingly respectful of this Sabrant, because, I mean... These aren't exactly the most portable headphones. They're 300 ohms. They're pretty difficult to drive, and they suck the sound of whatever amplifier you're powering them with up. That's why they're so great on tubes. But whether it's the Ikkolot or Swappity Doodle Doo, which, by the way, this also comes in USB-C if you wanted the Sabrant in USB-C. That's remarkably impressive. I am using an adapter because I'm going balanced here, and both of these are non-balanced. I even have, if you want to get like real, like ha ha ha, I would say the gold standard, but it's more like the white standard. Here, we'll flip that switch over, plug in the fucking Apple dongle for $8. Xperia to handle the USB-C app is often granted enough permission to capture audio through the... Yeah, okay, whatever. No, just play music. So now here's the thing. This is maxed out through the God's gift to audio, which is the Apple dongle, and it's barely making these have sound. So that's as loud as these are getting with the standard Apple dong. If I unpluggy this and plug it into this only slightly more expensive Sabrant, which is much better quality, and then we hit that again. Oh, I gotta flip the switch. Plugged, switched. Hold on, maybe I have to unplug it and plug it back in. I have no idea how any of this is actually working, so. This, at maximum volume, is making them work, like pretty much 100%. We're maxed, and they're not exploding, so I would say that's like 95%. You always want a little bit of headroom, but this is old news. Get a Sabrant if you have the absolute no budget. Like look, where is it? Fucking $12.99. I keep looking for pause buttons. You can get an A for $12.99, C for $15, and then whatever you do not switch it to that, because then you get that thing and no one fucking wants that thing. I just think the USB-C version of this, even with the 20-inch cable, which is not quite 20 inches, this is the new minimum standard. This thing, all right? Go get yourself one of these. Keep it with your laptop. Sabrant pulling off some fucking miracles. Now, the Ikko here, which is not Ikko. That's the thing. It's called the Ikkolot. One word. And I don't understand. I tried looking for it. The only thing I found for Ikkolot was this a solid essential oil diffusion portable waterless aromatherapy diffuser. And it's the same logo. Machine de aromatherapy electronic. So that's $10. I don't know if you want to trust this, but we'll plug it in anyway, and we'll flip the switchy doodle. Coffee makes me weird. But guess what? It's still pushing, if not louder, than this. So this is like the quality, like, buy this. But this little fucker is getting trounced by the Ikkolot. I'll try to find a link to it. I honestly don't know where it came from. I have the box. It's called, look here, the Magic-Arc from Ikkolot. High-res audio. Call, music, 3.5 millimeter. It has signal-to-noise ratio and total harmonic distortion numbers on it. Ikko. Oh, it is Ikko. It is fucking Ikko. Why can't I find it? That's why it's so good. So what the hell? Why is it Ikko technology and there's a goddamn diffuse? I don't know what's going on, all right? Look, man, this is one of those weird reviews. You're either watching it and you're like, holy fuck, is Zeos on crack? No, coffee. What could this cost? What could this cost? Because that's the thing, it's the only one I don't know the price of. And this is $13, and I fucking respect it. And I love the form factor. It's unique in its form factor. But now we've got this little guy, which is not unique in its form factor, but actually has more power than that. I would say if I find a link to it, and I'll fucking find the link to it eventually, just not here at this table with all this coffee. If this is under $50, that is fucking silly. Go buy one. Just to have lulls with it. But now we're going to unplug this thing. I can't. And we're going to actually start plugging in real things. So I guess we'll start with the Fosi. Both the Fosi and the Moondrop both come with adapters to go full-size USB. So just like this is built in with a full-size USB, you could always just adapt anything to just do that. So if you plug it into your laptop or your computer, you can have a decent output. So to point that out, that they all come with these. The Fosi comes with a nice little cable, a very small flexible cable. It's nice. It is heavy though, like pendulum heavy. Like, hey, you know what would be a great material to make this out of? Steel. And I'm just like, all right, bro, whatever. We can now take the adapter off because from now on, we do not have to worry about 3.5 millimeter, as the Fosi DS1 and the Moonriver both have 4.4 for being truly balanced. Now, it's an interesting, it's like basically we made a thing, we made a stick. Ah, shit, we can't fit the plug, so they made like bumps for the 3.5 and the 4.4. But it's keeping about as small as you could probably make one of these to have both types of output. And then you've got volume buttons on the side. You know, I actually didn't check to see if like changing tracks will work through this unit. So now we're just gonna plug into that. This was so much easier than testing with just my phone. Oh my fucking Christ! Okay, guess what? It's Fosi. I'm pretty sure I clipped the drivers in my 600s just now. So if we're talking about fucking power, I need to take a break. I need to take a break. That's the problem with this unit now. Usually when you unplug it and plug a new one and it resets the volume, it does not. I didn't think I would literally kill me though. We're like 60% up. Holy fucking headroom, Batman. That's insane. Where the fuck are my... I gotta know. I need an adapter. I need one of 75 adapters that I have. Where are you? I know I got one. Is that you? Is that you? Bam. Okay. T60 argons. Because obviously these Sennheisers are not, they ain't got what it takes to handle the Fosi portable. Holy fucking dicks. Batman. Fosi, what is wrong with you? Why would you do this? Imagine if I had IMs plugged into it. I would have literally died. There'd be a lawsuit. That is the most powerful dongle DAP that has ever been. And maybe ever should be. That thing is fun. You know what? You know what I tried on this? This is why I was not expecting it to be like this. The only thing I had plugged into this pre-table was the tungstens, which are the hardest to drive headphones on earth. And you know what? It was like, hey, it makes sound. Well, when you take that towards anything that's normal, that is the stupidest amount of power. I wonder if it would have this power if I wasn't using the external line. Let's check. Let's just go. It still is loud. That's maximum now. What is wrong with you, Fosi? Jesus fuck. I know, put that back in there for a second. Let's check the buttons. We got two buttons. Are they just volume? Hold on, are they? So it's got a separate volume control that is not the phone's volume. So you can max the phone and then just actually control positive, negative here. Oh my science, man. That is... Does anybody else... You hearing this? Like, you know those are hard to drive, right? What is wrong with you, Fosi? Fosi's like, I don't know, we put 300 watt per channel amplifiers, this little thing. Let's put one of them in here. Put one of those Texas Instrument chips in here. I don't think they've actually done that, but fuck. You know what? The only thing this is missing is the ability to feed the power back in and charge my phone at the same time. Now we're talking. There actually is a little adapter I could probably whip out. That's a DD Hi-Fi adapter that puts a little T here that lets you have signal and power. So you could charge your phone and get your signal to come out, which would make this like a permanent rotating setup. For science, I'm going to have to plug IEMs into this. First, let's play. And then let's lower the living fuck to mute. Okay, thank you. Let's plug the Rincos in, because I feel like the Rincos, if they explode, I could probably ask, you know, C Audio to send me a few more, and they'll be like okay with that. I'm also not going to put them in my ears. I'm just going to loop them over and then plug this in and then get sound to come out of it. Positive is that way. I feel like that's backwards. Although if it's hanging, then this is the up. All right, I hear music. I'm inserting the Rincos. Oh my God, I'm so scared to hit this volume button. Jesus, the bass. That's a dirty song. There's like a hiss, and I thought it would have been the noise coming from the amplifier, since they put like, I don't know, 5 Sony Explode 1000-watt amps in here. I feel like, oh, I would avoid, you know what? I don't recommend this for IMs. It's just too dangerous. It's too dangerous for IMs. So the Rincos aren't like super easy to drive. You'll note I didn't plug my fucking single dynamic $1,000 ones in there. But you don't for IMs. But holy Jesus. So the Fosi goes down on record as being the most powerful dongle DAC in the history of the world. So let's put, you just sit over there. Wait there. Let me give us a quick listen to the Questyle again, because it's been a hot minute. We have high-low gain on the Questyle and nothing else. It's in one of those, like, I enjoy the fact that there's buttons there, but I don't think double pressing wouldn't have changed. Double pressing have changed tracks? Real quick, I just want to, I don't think it would have. I was tapping the volume control pretty fucking hard. Yeah, holding did volume up and down, and double pressing doesn't do anything. Okay, no. Okay, good. What's the most powerful dongle you've ever held? The Fosi. The fucking Fosi. Let's go back to HC600s now for quality assessment. Not that these can't do it. I just don't know if these are going to work on anything else. They're just here. They're a guest star that was not intended. I'm going to try low gain, and we're going to play. Green light. Oof. All right, that is on low gain. Actually, it sounds a little muffled compared to that, but it could be because I was listening to those just now. I don't know. What is happening? When was this Questyle this powerful? It sounds like the Fosi now. Dirty little animals. Let's assess with those again. For funsies, in case the Fosi wasn't a... But I plugged it... Everything's very heavy. I need to wedge this between her boobs. Police girl, hold me against your boobs. Zeos, in the future, link the Helsing Abridged series, the playlist on YouTube below, for people who need to chill the fuck out and enjoy Police Girl. This is actually distorting at the top volume. It's running them, but they sound bassier. I think the Fosi pushes these better than the fucking Questyle. It feels like we're getting a bias of low end. Like it's, I don't know why. Let's do the thing where we test directly, because now, you know, it's just going to be a thing. This topping is... Did it get clearer? Hold on. No, same. I thought that maybe this was somehow affecting the sound in a negative way, like it was pulling the treble out, but it's not. Yeah, these are, all right, so whatever that Fosi, how much was a Fosi? I think it's $80. I don't have to look. I looked. It was $80. So the Fosi sitting there is as powerful as the Questyle with high gain. I'm going to give the sound quality to the Questyle for simply the reason that it's a $300 Questyle using current mode. Also watch Akiba Made War. So yeah, I don't know why these have come out and have become a new standard thing for this entire testing package. If I unplug this, the whole unit goes off, which is a unique feature to Questyle, and I don't hate it, so to speak, but I hit play. The phone's playing now because it's like, well, there's nothing here, and I'm off. So it literally I guess I like that. I guess I like that. Let's be the stupid now. Let's take this out. So anyway, I didn't bring the Questyle to London because I couldn't find it. It was actually on the table over there under the box to the Moonriver. Here is the Moonriver. It has a clear see-through back. When we plug it in and it is powered up, you will actually see lights that indicate, I think it turns green with, yeah, green with like 44.1, 48, and red with everything else. Maybe red just indicates it's on standby. It has a see-through slight ribbon USB-C to USB-C cable, which I kind of like. And the whole reason it's called the MoonRiver2Ti is because the outside casing is titanium. That being said, I've actually scuffed it up. I thought titanium would be like this impervious, never, just don't even worry about it. But it actually is a fingerprint magnet, and I've scuffed it, that corner right there. Just from being in my bag and traveling to the UK and in my pocket and everything, it actually has garnered some wear. Like you can see scratches all over it. So this must be the softest titanium, which is perfectly fine, and I accept that. USB-C on one side, 3.5 millimeter, 4.4 millimeter, and then the volume control, which does not correspond with the phone, which means you get two separate volume controls, which is good because it means you can set the volume to this on half and then just have 0 to 100 using this. And then you could pick your perfect volume instead of just having big coarse volume adjustments. The volume control rocker on this is the whole point of this video. The reason I wanted to do it, fucking all this other shit is extra. This is the best designed volume control ever in the world, because it's just a standard rocker with two sections. Only one section is about 5 millimeters wide, then it dips down, and this section is about 10 millimeters wide. So when you touch it, you feel a little short one and you feel a long one, and the short one goes down and the long one goes up, and I've never been more just like, oh my God, oh my God. All of these fucking, everything, every DAP, ever in the history of the world needs just a little small and then a big. And if you feel the small and push it, it goes down. And if you feel the big, it goes up. It's like, holy shit, I never have to even look at it. Look, I'm just not even like paying attention. I know that's down and that's up. Like no matter what the orientation is, that's down and that's up. So please, Moondrop, don't get upset if everyone steals this. You should be proud. You are the first that I could think of that has made a rocker that with just like, because it could have just been a flat rocker. What they did was just like they cut the middle towards the negative side. So it's just like, all right, so like, there you go. That's down, that's up. Do that. Everybody do that. Everybody do that. Let me make sure I don't die. We're gonna hold the down, and in case holding it doesn't do it, we're gonna tap it a bunch of times. We're gonna hold it, and we're gonna tap it. In fact, we're gonna do, we're just gonna do a test, make sure I can't hear you for the thing. Because I've always got my headphones. Okay, cool, I don't hear anything, okay. So now we're gonna plug a $1,000 IEM cable, which is really nicely built, I wanna say. I'm gonna do a whole video that just assesses different wires and just be like, look, I have a belief in you in IEM cables, specifically for the what was it, C Audio cadenzas? It was the cadenzas, right? Those like $2,200 IEMs. They're like 8 ohms, and a wire made a huge difference. So now I have to sort of like keep that in the back of my mind. So I'm not going to knock a $1,000 IEM cable until I've assessed that it needs to be knocked. Now, I use this all throughout the UK, so I know it's good. I don't even have to tell you. I don't have to plug IEMs into it. I can give you my whole spiel. It's the Moonriver. It's Moondrop, doing Moondrop things and making quality choices. All the way down, it blinks white to indicate you're at the bottom of the range. It'll blink red if you get to the top. One press. Super sensitive IEMs, loud ass song, and it's playing distant and quiet. This is a black background. 2, it's one of the most linear volume progressions too. Okay, we're now in the range of actually being able to listen to things. Let's, yes, call the night. For just, I would recommend this unit, just for the volume rocker. It could be half as good as everything else I reviewed. It's the most convenient thing. You just feel it. It's like, you know what? Up, up, up. You know what? It's too loud. Down, down, up, 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 up. Fortunately for you, it is legitimately amazing sounding. It is at least getting close to what the Questyle can do with its current drive. We'll have to plug these in, but I feel like I have so much more control over the sound than fucking any of these. Even the Questyle for like sensitive IEMs. They understand the volume should be down when the volume needs to be down, and then up when it needs to be up. And I feel like this does it real well. Keep in mind, this doesn't have a volume control. It has gain settings, but even the low gain is still pretty fucking strong. Oh. How many more steps of volume than there are before this just stops being a thing? Because I am currently rocking it. The audio particles are floating through this cable. I could taste them. My palate has been altered forever. LED Spirals from John Wick 1 is a bass test track. Oh. You know, I ended this review on this one. Because the Questyle is the one that, if I don't bring it out, everyone's going to be like, well, Zeos, what about compared to the Questyle? What about compared to the Questyle? For livability, I would get this one. For absolute metaphysical certitude and your current mode amplification and driving bigger headphones, I'd still land on the Questyle. But there's just, this is the more convenient option just for the volume control. I think if I hold both, here's a weird thing. If you hold both sides, it flashes white. And I don't know what that does. I've looked in the, let's look in the manual again. Which, by the way, the manual has the black and white of the waifu on the front of the, please don't fall down. She looks desperate. I'm like, I don't know what I should think about this one. Is that MIDI? Oh, God. Hold on. I'm just enjoying music more than I would normally. Because I think I looked through this, the operating instructions, and it doesn't say literally anything. Button decrease, button increase, indicator light, red, audio stream is PCM, blue is DSD. The end. So there's also a firmware upgrade you can get from Moondrop Labs at download. Doesn't say anything. For some reason, if you hold down both of these buttons, she flashes white and nothing happens. So yeah, no, I think despite the $1,000 thing, I think this is one of the nicer dongles that I've ever donged. I've donged quite a lot of dongs. This is like the second nicest dong. But actually, you know what? This is probably the nicest dong. It's got the glass. You could see everything's got the glass and the see-through now. There's actually a lot of empty space in this one just because, like, this is carving itself up to make it like as small as possible. And this is just box. But I'm not going to knock either of these. If you have, you could choose either one of these and be happy. Let's give it the stupid test because apparently we're all stupid here. Let's just be stupid. Let's be full stupid. So let's make sure that's up all the way. And we're at maximum. So we literally have, that's so fucking loud. We literally have 3 dongle DACs on this table. 3, count them, 3 that will push T60 argons. What is the future? Like, where everyone's like, AI is going to take our jobs. And did you know that there's an article, look this up. I'm going to freak you out just because you made it this far into the video and you deserve to be freaked out. Someone has asked AI to use Wi-Fi routers, like a standard Wi-Fi router. It will send signals out and listen to the echo with a Wi-Fi router. And it can tell if a person is in a room and where they are and where they're moving, because it'll dampen the signal. And it's learned from having an empty house, and then like, okay, a person walks from room A to room B, and it can tell from any normal Wi-Fi router where you are and where you're moving, because AI is a piece of shit sometimes, and it'll just do this wacky stuff that you can't do. So yeah, let's just have nightmares about. Remember that scene in Batman, the third one? That was the one with No, it was the one with Joker. That was Dark Knight. Joker Dark Knight, when you had all the cell phones doing that. That literally is a thing now that AI can do. I almost got him. Anyway, so yeah, if we've learned nothing else, throw this thing away. It's useless now. We're going to replace that with the Ikko, which again, it could be up to $50 and it's worth it, or the $13 Sabrant, which I'm thoroughly enjoying its form factor. We're still keeping the Questyle on hand as king of drive, except the Fosi shows up made out of fucking steel. Like, it's just so heavy. It's just so heavy. Look at it bounce on her. It's got some chonk to it. And then you got the Moonriver, which, other than the fact that it's scuffed and it's titanium, like, why are you scuffing? You should not scuff. You're fucking titanium. Make it out of, like, tool steel, and then maybe it won't scuff. So, yes, these are fucking yes. These are hilariously maybes, and then still yes. And then we're going to talk about the topping here, which my phone, it was like a flagship $1,400 Sony. So its USB is pretty okay, but I worry about it having any sort of noise and introduction for powering these sort of monsters. So having this little topping here is a great for literally me. Whether you can use it, I'm gonna shut that off. I don't know, but I wish these switches were on the top, because like if you wanted to switch that switch, you got to get a toothpick out to do so. I mean, I could just barely get it with my nail, but then it's going to look for signal from that. It's not going to be there. But it's like, someone asked for this. It wasn't me, but I'm glad it exists. I will link to the HS02. It's going to help me out great. Like, I could permanently affix this to the desk and just have a normal, like, long cables and do exactly this. I could have the USB go to the computer and be the computer input, and then flip the switch, then reverse the thing. So this thing is $100. It definitely didn't deserve its own video, but it's kind of fucking interesting. Input 5 volt, 2 amps. The model TP527. Even though it says HS02, and that's what I looked up, it says a thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna end this. I can't believe I will link. Zeos, don't forget to link to the Solid Essentials Oil Diffuser Portable Wireless Aromatherapy Diffuser button. Control silent, no charging. Because obviously. And then the Sabrant for 13. And then the Fosi for 80. I love it has 4.3 stars with 77 reviews. What are you fuckers powering with it? There's also a 5% coupon. And then you've got the ToppingHS02, which is trying to explain what it is. And then finally the Moonriver on Apos, because Apos sent out the MoonRiver2Ti, 189. So it is, like, this is 300. Here's the thing. This is 300. That is not cheap. You're paying, of course, it's Questyle. You're paying for the name. You're paying for current mode. This is a little more than half price, 190. But we're getting to the point where it's as good as anything that I would have reviewed as a desktop solution 2 years ago. Year and a half ago. Where we're miniaturizing things now, and it's just more and more focused on portable. And if I put this, if I spent the time to build like a beautiful ornate box with VU meters, in fact, I could do it because I could use a 3.5 millimeter output. I don't know if it outputs 3.5 and 4.4 at the same time. I could build a fake DAC amp that's beautiful and you know, unique, and literally just stick this fucking thing inside of it with a USB plug out the back, and you would plug in your desktop size headphone and turn up the volume knob, which would have to be a separate just knob that controls the you would not be able to tell the difference. You would sit there in amazement about how clean and clear this fucking huge desktop amp is. And meanwhile, it's literally just a MoonRiver2Ti just chilling in the middle of a box. Like, we're getting to that point now where you could do that with the haha, where they used to sell like white van speakers and they just had really shit things inside of it. We're getting to the point where the things in the white van speakers might actually be good, because for $5 you can get things that are just quality. Just fucking quality. Where's the like, this thing is just, I can't believe how powerful like that thing is. Anyway, I'm done. The if you buy this mouse pad, which will be linked in the description, buy the shorter one. They usually come in 35 or 31 inch. Do not buy the 35, which I'm not even sure this is. But you can't return them. So if I don't want to sit here staring at the terrible that this is, I'll put it in the yard sale. Anyway, I'm done. You're done. Thank you for supporting this channel on Patreon and Subscribestar. For those of you who support for $5, you all get to see reviews early, participate in the monthly yard sales where I ship internationally for half shipping and free shipping to the US and Canada. You get to the sound demos, both lossless and new. There are current sound demos. You haven't seen them on this channel in forever because I stopped putting them on YouTube because YouTube. But yeah, it's much better that I could put this, just anything I want goes on the sound demo private thing. So if you want to enjoy private sound demos, please feel free to join Patreon and Subscribestar. $5 a month gets you into that. $10 gets you into the private behind the scenes Telegram chat, where you can ask me questions directly. Just join it. Be like, at Zeospantera, what's up? I have this headphone and this amplifier. Do you think it's good? Should I buy a wire? Should I not buy a wire? What dongle DAC do you recommend? Pick my brain. That's the only place you can really pick my brain. The $5 patrons and supporters, I can't go through all the messages. I'm sorry. I tried doing it, and it would literally require like 3 staff members just to maintain the order of like the questions for the time you ask it, and then I answer it, and then 2 days later you see that I answered it, you respond, but I've already done like 15 other questions in the meantime, so I have no idea who you are again, and I gotta go reread it. Just join the $10 tier. We'll have a conversation, please. $10 tier, $15 tier, $30 tier. I think it's a $150 tier, but like one person was in that, and he's a weirdo, and I love him. I should make him a plaque. Anyone who throws $150 at me is a weirdo, in the best sort of way. And also get into a lifetime swap meet channel. So if you want to buy, sell, or trade gear, you can do that for life. Even if you stop supporting me, you're still in that channel. So yeah, I'm done. You're done. All these videos, let's see how long this video is. How long? 44 fucking minutes. Holy shit. All right. We're done. I'm done. This is me done. There will be now wallpaper in the horde for this because I did that exists, and I'm done.